She gone.
We'll
You
see
know,
her. Cause y'all could have saw me, I'm sure.
I didn't see you, Kiki.
Y'all just let me hang out.
Hello, hello, everybody. Y'all are crazy already. Y'all know we live, right?
Oh,
Y'all know we live. But
oh,
anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to Evening Tea. I hope that you guys' week is off to a great start. I know we were just talking behind here that everybody on here is tired. I took a little nap because they know that by 9 o'clock I'm usually sleep. So we might not be on here as long as we are because everybody's sleepy. I don't know why they didn't take no little naps or whatever, but everybody on here is sleepy. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Please, please, please put in the chat where you're joining us from. We would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Kiki is going to be manning my regular page today. And so, for you guys who are joining me on my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much. Again, thank you guys for allowing me and helping me to hit 20K on Sunday. I appreciate you. Again, for you guys that are watching me on my Facebook channel, as you guys know, my business page was hacked, but I'm rebuilding. So thank you so much for going over there and hitting the follow. I appreciate you. And again, make sure that you put in the chat where you're joining us from. So I will start off with Deidre tonight. What are you drinking tonight, Deidre?
well, I am drinking Tea Lovers Cafe. It's
Yes.
a,
Which one?
it's amazing,
Oh, okay. It's amazing.
my
Okay.
favorite.
That's it is amazing.
And I'm
Yeah.
drinking cold.
Yeah. So you're drinking it cold. Okay, Mr. 1, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm actually drinking tea lovers as well, but I'm doing fruity sangria.
Ooh,
Mm.
okay. All right. Is that
I'm
cold or
drinking,
hot? That's
oh, I'm
cold?
drinking. It's cold, yeah.
Oh, okay. Miss Kiki Ramsey, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking coffee.
What kind of coffee?
Just some good old mountain green. But
Just
if
so
Tea
good old
Lovers
mountain
Cafe had
green.
coffee, I'd be
Okay.
drinking that.
Candace, what are you drinking tonight?
I have to drink good old fashioned water because I'm behind on my water for the day. So
Okay.
I'm guzzling.
And I too am drinking water and I'm drinking hint water cherry. Because like you, Candace, I am behind on my water. And when I went to go do and see my primary care, he was like, Miss Crowder, you're so dehydrated that it's not funny. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. And so again, you guys, as you guys know, I am surrounded by some powerful, amazing women who are smarter than me and doing more than me. So Kiki, what do you have going on and what you have coming up that you want to tell the peoples?
Um, Thank you so much. I just always love being on here with you, friends. Um, so basically, we are going into, I guess, uh, we're in April on Happy Women Lead Academy. We are talking all about courage. So if you are a professional woman and you want a community and the support, join us at happywomenlead.com. So that's kind of what we got going on. We're really digging into being courageous this month.
All right. And hi, Colleen from New York. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much for getting on. Okay. Deidre, what you have going on?
So we're preparing for our annual Wives on Fire escapement. It's going to be in Philly this year, my hometown. Woo woo!
Woo. Okay.
And it's featuring the Wives Night Out Slumber Party. So we're excited about that. We added some new features.
Amen.
Very good,
Amen.
very good.
All right, Miss Tawani, what do you have going on?
The Women Walking in Their Own Shoe Foundation is doing a big mission fundraiser. We're doing a period campaign for girls 13 and above. So we're looking to send over 500 things of pads, tampons collectively to Ghana.
Okay.
We have partnered with the Asha Foundation over in Ghana. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. And Tea Lovers Cafe has a sipping sample coming up on May 6th, where we're going to be introducing 10 new blends.
Amen. Miss Candace Winters, what do you have going on?
Well, you guys know that I work in IT. So I am just got a promotion, so I'm so happy about that. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I just encourage people, especially young African American, any minority women, to
Mhm.
get into IT. The it has really blessed my life and increased our family, and it's a really great career. So
Yeah, like I said, without you, BSB wouldn't be having any kind of anything. So I appreciate you. And so for me, I have two things going on that I'm really excited about. I have my 7-day intimacy challenge coming up, and that will be from May 1st to May 7th. And then also, I am in the process of doing some fundraising to shoot my very first TV pilot. So I'm really excited about that. And I thank everybody so much for all your support. Hi, Melinda from California. You guys are coming on through on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you. And what I do want to do is put the link to the Tea Lovers Cafe, because when I tell you they have the bomb.com tea, I wouldn't lie to you, and they ship all over the United States. And so if you get a moment, go to Tea Lovers Cafe. I just put it in the chat. And so y'all ready to spill some tea? Girl, this first
Lord.
one is really, really good. This is about this is about a Karen. And when I say I hollered when I seen this lady pulls up to Chick-fil-A. Now, I'm telling you, I love Chick-fil-A, and I have not had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. Personally, Gail has not. Right? They always say it's my pleasure. They always usually get my food right or whatever, and their food usually is hot and fresh. But this lady gets up to the Chick-fil-A drive-through window, and she gets out of her car to act a fool. By this time she had acted a fool with the people who take take your order, right? And then she drives up. By this time the two managers are out there. She gets out of her car to perform, and she forgets to put her car in park, and the car takes off and leaves. So what do you guys think about this? Because this was the reaction was the the people at Chick-fil-A say, just let the car roll. What do y'all what do y'all think about that? And what do you think about, have y'all ever ran into a Karen with her behavior? I ran into a Karen probably about a month ago, and she was acting a fool because I would not move. Y'all know I go to Walmart pretty much every day, because I would not move crunch my food up on the conveyor belt so she could put her stuff down, because she decided to overshop and didn't get a basket, and I wouldn't do it. And so she was trying to act a fool, and I told her, don't let this fool you. Uh, you would get, I would make the news. I said, so you might want to go to another line before you know gay come out, because I try to hide her, but she can still come alive. She's like, I don't understand what the big thing is. But my thing is, have you guys ever came across a Karen? And what would y'all do if y'all was at Chick-fil-A and see that lady car take off? When I say it took off, it took straight on off over into a ditch.
Good.
Mm.
I'd have laughed.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have felt compelled to go run and try to help her. I wouldn't have done none of that. I would have let her figure, just like she got out the car to perform for whatever reason she was getting out the car to perform for. I would let her figure out how she was going to do another performance and catch her car.
Well, she took off after a call, but she
I
didn't
bet
catch
she
it once it went into that ditch. I was hollering. When I say I was hollering, I was hollering. Have y'all ever dealt with a Karen? I just dealt with one, like I said, last month, but I did real good for me. I
I just
did.
looked at the video. It's funny.
It is.
And guess what? You know what? I just say karma is a,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? Karma is a, because see, people need to know how to act. Stop acting like you ain't got nobody sense. And that karma happened real quick. So
Quick.
guess what? I ain't
Okay.
But see, my thing is, when you go to restaurants, these people are handling your food. It ain't like
exactly.
you back there in the kitchen. You ain't,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? And you don't know what kind of special you gonna get.
Mm.
And
I
I
just
had
seen
a
a
I had
video
a
of
friend. I
somebody
had a
who
friend that
dropped
I
something
told
on the
her I
floor.
hope she get boo boo tacos because she was acting a fool at a Mexican restaurant, and I told her I hope that's what you get because you acting a fool with beans.
Mm.
But that's what I just seen a video which was so disgusting. And in one of these fast food restaurants, somebody dropped the bun. The girl dropped the bun on the floor, rubbed it on the floor, picked it up, put mayo on it, and fixed the sandwich. I said, see, first of all,
Oh.
if that was ever me and I saw that and I knew that was me, first of all, somebody's going to jail, somebody's getting hurt, but it's nasty, right? And you don't know who's fixing your food back there. And I mean, you might have not ever done anything to anybody. And it's the risk that we all take when we go to restaurants because we're trusting the people that are behind the counters understand and can and are making our food. But these are, yeah, think about it, these are a lot of times low paying jobs, right? Barely minimum wage. And people are disgruntled. And so the thing is, you don't need to go to no restaurant acting a fool.
Mhm.
um but we're all subjective to something happening at some point in our history. But karma is, karma.
Colleen said karma does its job.
Yes, it does. Because when you get out and start acting crazy, now I hope that she learned a lesson from it. But some people don't learn. Some
Well,
people
she
feel
learned
justified.
a couple of $1,000 lesson because that car took off on that ditch. Okay,
Yeah, it went down.
it went in
So
the ditch. And see, was that worth? I'm sure nothing she could have bought, even if she would have bought the whole menu, wouldn't have added
exactly,
up to what she just paid for acting the fool at Chick-fil-A.
exactly.
Well, what
Yeah.
was her purpose for acting a fool? Not that there ever is a justifiable, well, it might be, but
We
what was
don't know what
Oh,
it
you know
is.
what? This says. Let me see. This happened. Okay, this was another. This. So was this recent? Because this one.
Yes, this was
Okay,
recent.
I have to look
Mhm.
at the more recent one.
But anyway, I just was saying that we as a society are living on edge. I know everybody's stressed, everybody tired, but when it comes to food and acting the food with people, I'm just saying, serving my food. If you with me about to act the food, I'm not gonna eat, and we're gonna have a conversation because I don't do that. Because, like Kiki said, the girl rubbed the thing. Probably nobody had done nothing to it. She just didn't want to be there. I don't want nothing added to my food that ain't supposed to be there. For one, why are you laughing, Lisa?
I'm in agreement with you. Hmm.
I just don't. I just don't. But anyway, all right. Did y'all see that Carly B and the Dalai Lama are going at it? Y'all,
Mm.
y'all didn't hear about that? Okay. Well, Cardi B, which once I seen it, I agree. She said that you need to protect your people, your children, even from people that's supposed to be holy. Because there is a little boy that the Dalai Lama tells the little boy to go up and kiss him in the mouth, and he kisses him, and people start clapping. Then he sticks his tongue out like that and tells the boy to come lick his tongue, and the boy does that. Now, see, I don't care how holy you are, I don't care what title you have, you ain't doing that to my child, okay? And I'm not clapping because you're gonna get knocked upside your head.
Yeah.
Mm.
And people
He,
are coming for Carly B talking about he a holy man and all this, but that ain't holy. Something ain't right about that.
no,
So
and
you
he
Sound
issued
like
an apology,
apology?
right, and stuff like that. So he know that was wrong. And but here's the thing:
oh.
there's so much pedophilia
yeah,
going on in the church, and especially the Catholic Church, that is sickening,
yeah.
right? So I don't care who you are. You are a human being, and you are able to fall from grace. There's no amount of pedestal you can be on for that to be okay.
I,
Right.
I thought it was sickening and people coming for Cardi B, but she a mama, okay? And I don't care what nobody said. You ain't doing that to none of my children and my grandbabies. I don't care how holy you are. I think that was inappropriate. And I think what she said was 100% correct. You got to protect your children for whoever, no matter what these people got titles. And they was coming for a real hard. But I thought that was horrible. I wouldn't even let him do that to me, and I'm grown.
I mean, it's nasty. Okay, yeah, suck my tongue.
Yeah.
Yuck.
What is that?
Yuck.
What is that?
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's no, absolutely not. I don't care who you are. We're all subjected to fall, and you don't put anybody's title over them doing wrong.
That's right.
Wrong is wrong,
Wrong.
and you need to suffer the consequences for doing wrong.
Absolutely.
I don't know. When I seen it, it made me sick to my stomach for real. It really made me sick to my stomach. And like I don't usually comment on nothing Carly B or whatever none of them people do, but I went on her thing and I said I applaud you because you're 100% correct. And like I said, I don't care what title you have. To me, that was so inappropriate. And I don't know if his little parents and them was so excited because he met the Dalai Lama or whatever, but I just thought that was 100% inappropriate, and the world is watching, and there's so many kids, like Kiki said, being raped and being kidnapped and put into human trafficking and stuff. I just think that was horrible.
I would have me some Dolly Mom money.
Right.
You said you would have some what?
Dolly money.
Lawsuit.
Why you would sue?
Just like they did Michael Jackson.
Yes, absolutely,
Exactly. Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, because
You would
that,
sue the Dalai Lama. I don't know if I don't think he got money like that. I think they just take care of him.
so the people who
got
take
money.
care of him
Somebody
got
got
money.
Somebody gonna pay.
somebody. Right. Right. Lisa.
There's a bank account somewhere with his name on
care
it.
package, his care package account.
But my thing is, I think his parents was there though.
He gonna be missing some meals.
Well, they need help too.
I think his parents was there though.
I mean, I'm sure they was there, but I haven't heard them say anything. Right?
No, you would have heard me all over the place. Then you would have forgot about the king. You would have heard my.
But you also know money make people hush though.
Like the Michael Jackson situation.
That's true.
Right? They get to you before. Right? They get to you before.
No, R. Kelly behind in jail.
As soon as the money left, that's when everybody went, oh, y'all ain't say nothing when he was, making it rain. Now y'all got
Exactly, Deidre. Exactly.
get to him.
He ran out of rain.
That part.
Hot mess.
He ran out of rain, and then therefore then they start getting him. It made me like literally sick at my stomach. This one is, I mean, we all in the same age bracket. Do y'all remember? Well, in Texas, we used to hear about it, but we was too broke to go. Did y'all ever hear about Freaknik?
Freaknik.
Girl, yes, honey. I just listening.
Look, it started with me with what I graduated in '86 and went down to Spelman, and the first Freaknik was my freshman year at Spelman. Okay. And so what you all know Freaknik as it is now is not what it was supposed to be. It was not the first time. The very first Freaknik was a DC go-go band came down to a park in Atlanta. We sat on, because I actually turned 21 or something. It was my birthday around the time. And they bought me a great cookie. And we sat on a blanket. We listened to go-go music. You saw people from back home. Everybody walked around the park, and then everybody went home. That was Freaknik, okay? And then I don't know what happened.
I do, because I was all up in it.
But it exploded, and all of a sudden they had these Mr. Freaknik, Miss Freaknik. My mother was working in downtown in Atlanta one year, and she said, they sending us home because of the freak. I said, this is ridiculous. But that freaknik grew, and people used to say, oh my gosh, it's been like that. I said, that freaknik did not start off like that, but the DC Metro Club with Morehouse and Spelman got together and it grew. It definitely grew into a freaknik. Okay. Freaknik.
So you went, Kiki?
Baby, yes. I mean, I was in baby. Listen, I was in high school going to
Oh my
I
God.
remember going to I
Yes.
went to Freaknik at Myrtle Beach. Cause I mean, y'all know I grew up in the South, so at Myrtle Beach, I can remember I can remember everything about it. I had this little short pixie haircut, I had on my little crop top, my little hoochie shorts that they used to call back in the day. I was getting on everybody's back of everybody's motorcycles and riding. We was standing outside on top of the cars on the
Yes.
roof, dancing like y'all.
That
Wow,
was you. No, I'm just
that
kidding.
was
That was
me.
you.
It was me. Did
You
you
was on the Girls Gone Wild. No, I'm
see? I
playing.
was
Oh
going
no,
wild. Like
it was girls and boys gone wild. Freaknik was off
it was crazy.
and
It was
chain.
crazy.
And then
Did
it got so
you
big
did
that
you
they
ever
used
go
to
to that,
Stone
Deidre
Mountain.
or Tawan or Candace?
I've been 4 times.
You've been 4 times.
I mean, that was the
It was
highlight.
every year. It was
It was
every
It was,
what
year.
it
you
was a big
did.
highlight. It was a
Yeah,
big
it's
deal.
what you did.
We just went to Martin Luther King Park down in San Antonio and rode around. That's the best we could do.
No, Freaknik was yo,
Freaknik was huge.
it
But
was
people
huge.
are they're amazed sometimes when I say, let me tell you about the very first one was nothing like that. And you get DC folks together, they got down south, they brought some go-go bands down there, and they just turned up. Next thing you knew, the schools were all shutting down. Was it A&T, all the other colleges would take off so that they could come down there and walk through the streets of Atlanta so much that you sent the government home early. Okay.
Well,
Mm.
let
I
me just
mean,
tell y'all,
it was
I
live.
asked that question because there's a documentary coming out about Freaknik,
Yes.
Yes.
and it is a lot of people that are now mature like us,
Yes.
and they have a lot of footage
Uh-huh.
of people like Kiki with her hoochie top
Uh-huh.
dancing on top of
Uh-huh.
things, and a lot of women and some men are very, very nervous about this documentary because, of course, the statute of limitation has ran out and nobody was down there signing saying that I give you permission. So now a lot of this footage of that behavior is going to be released, and a lot of these people are very nervous about them being in this thing. And of course, they don't have they don't have, it's not like they could go find if Tawan was standing on top of the car doing whatever, and now she, got a tea company and all her stuff. They can't identify it as her, but you would know it's her. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
so they have a lot of people that are high profile officials in the government that went, and they're afraid. Yeah.
Don't be
So
afraid.
Well, that's all I got to say
It's
is,
what it
you
is.
know, you see me on the video.
No.
There's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing.
It's
Nothing.
they better just
It's not getting
you gotta
naked.
deal with it. Yep.
Right. I
No,
mean,
but no, they had like 2 or 3 women who was talking, and they was saying the life that I led back then, and they said I was really in it, and they went to Spelman, right?
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm telling you where it started. So I knew all of them from my freshman year. I was like, I know what
And
y'all
now
doing.
they are engineers and
Yep.
stuff with Fortune 500 companies. They hold they elected officials. It
Yeah.
is and so they real nervous,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And so they're trying to get the producer and all that of the documentary to show them a preview.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not doing it. It's
I
gonna be
bet you he
released
ain't.
on this day on Netflix and all the streaming stuff, and it is what it is, and
I
they
bet
hot.
you they ain't changing nothing. Look, all I can say is I'm gonna raise my. I was at the very first one. So if you got any pictures, I'm
Listen,
good.
if you
I
see
was
me,
sitting on the blanket, not shaking.
You and Tawan
if you
shaking your
see,
groove things.
y'all just charge
I
me to
was
the
in
game.
class. I was
Be
like,
like,
I was in class.
look
Okay.
at Dr. Kiki over there. I ain't never tried to hide my past. Right? Like, I mean, I'm the person who got pregnant at 17 years old. Okay. So
Well,
that's
it
tell
wasn't
you something.
necessarily like having a baby young or something. But I mean,
I'm just saying, like, I
that
was,
was Freaknik was out of control. I
yeah, it
mean,
was like,
it was out of control to the point where I was just like, oh my clutch, my purchase. Like, I mean, my pearls. I was just like, y'all can't be out in these streets like this. But it was just, it got out of hand, and they ended up having to move the Freaknik over and over again to like Stone Mountain. They shut down Stone Mountain. If you all know Stone Mountain, they didn't want us there. I mean, they had had their meetings over there. So they're like, Freaknik, y'all coming over here, but that's how huge it got. And so I would imagine they have all kinds
Well,
of,
they got a
and
lot of footage, and like I
I'm
said,
sure I'm
it's
gonna
making
see
people
somebody I know.
really, really nervous.
I know I'm gonna be like this all the time. Oh my god, I remember her. Oh, that was my summer. Oh
You
my
gonna watch it, Lisa? You gonna watch it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You
I
gonna
think
watch
that
it because
would be.
you want to see if you in it.
I know. Look, the only one I went, well, I was around for all the others, but the first one was cool. And I think I did go to the second one, but after that, I kind of faded out because I was in the school. But when it grew, like the years when I was out of Spelman, that's when it really got crazy, and I wasn't part of it then. And I was like, I ain't going up in it because there was the police was, yeah, it was too much. It was too much for me.
I was going to say, I think what's going to be the most disturbing is not what was necessarily what was taking place outside in the atmosphere. It was some of them after parties and some of those
Yep.
things that I think people would probably more be concerned about. But like Lisa, I think, like I said, after the 4 years, after we kind of grew out, like, okay, ain't nobody going to freaking, y'all moving into too many
Right. Those are them young people.
and then it was getting a little too out of hand where things were breaking out. And it's like nobody's willing to go and jeopardize themselves at this point in time because it was getting to be because other things were happening. You have to think about it. You're talking about young people not being responsible drinking. So there were also some crimes taking place
Oh yes.
against women. And some probably will say they put themselves in their place. I don't know how you do that, but things were happening because people were just drinking. Then people found themselves in situations. So we made a decision not to go back. It's like it's not really worth it in the end for it. But I think it's more those after parties because Freaknik really was a big block party for real. It was a really big block party. But it's the things that started happening, I think, behind the scenes, the after hours in the bars and in the hotels and the things like that, that really became out of hand.
Yeah, they started to organize it and turn it into, like I said, it was a whole big cookout,
Wow.
and then they started to organize it, and then they wanted a Mr. and a Mrs. and you had to do these things to win the honor of Miss Freaknik and Mr. Finn. I was like, what in the world? Who wants to be called Miss Freaknik of whatever? But I mean, it was like people were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be Miss Freak. I was like, okay, this is not my party. These are not my people. But I mean, I was there to watch, but my mother would call me because by that time I was back up here in DC, and they were like, my mother's like, they told us to go home early. And I said, for Freaknik? That's crazy. But they were doing things in the street. So I think that if they had the cameras rolling, there will be
Oh yeah, evidently some of the footage that they're gonna have in this documentary is gonna be off the chain.
Oh
But
my God.
anyway, Candace, this is right up your field. Did y'all hear about the man that created Cash App getting stabbed?
Yep.
You didn't hear about that?
And then the government came up with their own version of Cash App the next day.
They did.
Is it fresh now or starting
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the guy that evidently turns out it was one of his friends that he was in the car with stabbed him.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And put him out in the middle of nowhere in San Francisco. I was really kind of shocked. I was like, I mean, if you created Cash App, and Candace, you in the IT field and know all the, like, when you get to a certain level, don't you get some kind of protection with you?
Well,
Sometimes you trust your friends. You think they're your friends, and you think you don't need that type of security around them.
That part.
Right.
Cause let one of y'all stab me. Okay. I wouldn't see it coming.
And some people try to maintain them normal lifestyle. You know, they say they try not to really
Mhm.
change their lifestyle too much. But this is the thing. I don't care how much money you have or how much money you don't have. You don't know who's envious you and who will do what to get at you. You just don't know that. So
Yeah, but it's not like the man that he was with was poor or anything like that. They don't know what happened, but evidently he stabbed him, put him out, and then I guess another 300 drove another 300 miles or something and threw out the knife or something that was crazy. I don't know. I guess he didn't do a good job of cleaning off the knife or didn't realize there's cameras everywhere. I don't know, but it's really sad that I would have just thought for that man, the Cash App man, that he would have had some kind of security around him. But again, ordinary people like us just use it. We wouldn't have known who created it, and I guess that's maybe like you said, that was his friend. Well, they was colleagues and they worked together because he wouldn't have been in the car with it like a stranger. It's just really weird, and they said he's not saying what happened and the reason why I killed him.
But they could have been in a
So he
relationship.
actually died.
could have
Yeah,
been.
he's dead.
He's
He's
in
Oh,
San Francisco.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, you say he could have been in a relationship?
The two men.
I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Possible.
anything's possible
It
these
just could
days.
be greed. You don't know. You don't
He'll,
know. He
he'll,
could have been
he'll,
cutting them
he'll
off.
tell.
He could have
He'll
been.
tell. Eventually, the story it'll come out.
He
Or,
was,
or
I
he, or
just
he
thought it
just
was
wouldn't
sad.
cash out him no money.
I just thought
What
it
you
was
say,
sad.
Tawan?
I said, or he just wouldn't cash out him no money.
You're off the hook. Okay.
You are wrong. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. The man that was with him wasn't poor. He was a person like Candace too that helped invent stuff too.
Oh
That don't mean he had money.
It
Everybody
really
Oh,
doesn't.
that part,
make
Tawan.
noise.
Lord,
That don't mean he
You
had
all
money.
say you would cash
Say
out
it
no money.
again. That's so true, Tawan. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I
oh, Tawan.
that
I'm
was
just
funny.
saying.
Tawan. But no, for real. Here's the thing that I realized about like wealth and stuff like that. A lot of people, some people who are wealthy or who have money don't have money.
That's
Does
true.
that make sense? Like
Mhm.
you got, like things and assets, but you don't actually have like
Liquid money.
liquid money.
Mhm.
And so therefore you're always trying to get more and more money or figure out how to have more money because you might have money on paper or something,
Mhm.
but you don't have liquid money. And so I'm realizing that more and more as I talk to people and just study people and study success and stuff like that. A lot of these people ain't got no money. The hardest thing to do with people when it comes to money is to keep money,
Mhm.
right? So because once you get to a certain lifestyle, then your income has to grow to that lifestyle. And once you get to that lifestyle, chances are you don't want to dip under that lifestyle. Like if you are able to afford, just say $1 million or $2 million house, you don't want to go back to a $200,000 house,
What's wrong
right?
with a $200,000 house? No.
Once you get to $1 million or $2 million house, your lifestyle is such, right? I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I'm just saying once you get to a certain level, most people don't want to dip below that level. But a lot of times people have problems maintaining that level because they don't really got cash.
But
Come
that's
on.
what I don't think I would, if I was getting it like that, I don't think I would be going to $1 million houses and all that. Cause that's when them people be committing suicide and be killing people because they can't get it. See, look, let me tell you something. If we don't have it today, we gonna pray we gonna have it tomorrow. We ain't gonna kill nobody now. We ain't gonna go off. But that's what I think it is. A $200,000 house would be sufficient. And if I can afford $1 million house, then I'm going to do something else, but I don't think I would want $1 million house.
For me, I mean, I have a nice house now, and I do, and I'm blessed. But I don't. My thing is, I don't want to be wealthy. I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy,
Right.
but I want to be wealthy to be able to help others. We've had this conversation before. And I was in Houston not too long ago for my cousin's wedding, and we were all. She had rented a bus, a 52 passenger bus to take us from the venue to the hot from the Hyatt to the wedding, to the chat to the church. And as we was passing, it was just like tents and tents and tents of people who was homeless, and that vexed my spirit so bad. And I was just sitting there, and one lady that was sitting across from Gail and I, she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "This bothers me that we these people are living on the streets, but we have people who are going up into space and not even going to space, that are just riding across the earth or whatever and spending $300,000 and $500,000 for 5 minutes." I said, "That bothers me, and she said, "Oh my God, I thought I was the only one." So like Kiki said, we don't know what happened with the Cash App man, but I just would have thought, most of the time that I'm not saying it's obvious that the young man that was with him was not broke, and you're right. We don't know if they was in a relationship or whatever. But it just seems to me that it's something that happened to make him snap, because it wasn't like he was a nobody. Somebody is going to invest. I mean, he had enough clout and he had enough money that wasn't just gonna rest and you just throw a knife and you just going about your business and show up to work the next day. It wasn't gonna work. So it had to have been something. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of sad, and I was thinking that at his level, most of them have some type of security. But like Candace said, he thought he was his friend. But anyway, moving on. This one gonna get y'all right. Do y'all know the new thing for men to be able to, and it's running right along with women getting their behinds, BBLs, is that what they call them?
Mm-hmm.
For men, the new thing is for them to get their legs and their bones lengthened to be taller, because studies have said that women want taller men. So now men are undergoing surgery like never before. I know Kiki about to Google it, getting their bones lengthened so they could be 6 foot and over. What do y'all think about that?
I've seen that. They do it a lot in like China.
No, they do. These are brothers doing this.
Yeah, I mean, girl, bye.
I want their presence to be long. Heck with the height.
I wouldn't. Yeah, no, not the height.
But I'm talking about, this is the thing. You know how women are going to get butts. Men are now going to get what they call lengthening of their bones so they can be taller, because they're saying that they're able to get more women and better quality women being taller.
Stop it. Just stop it. They need to stop it.
Yeah.
Where they getting that? Where they getting that from? That's just that's nonsense. Just
It's painful.
It is painful, but let me just tell you, when Kiki and I used to do Seal the Deal, and Candace was there, didn't we say how many women want a guy 6 foot and over? Candace and every woman would put their hands up. What kind of guy? How many guys want so and so? Drive these kind of cars. Everybody putting their hands up. Nobody didn't. Everybody in the room, when I would ask the question, how many women want a man 6 foot and over, and it'd be like 20 or 25 women in there. Every last one of them would raise their hand.
Yeah, but that's just people just saying what they want. But for real, when you get into relationships, clearly, there are a lot of people that are going for people under 6 foot. I mean, I think that women just, like men talk about what they want. They want this, they want that, but clearly they go around here dating and marrying different from what they sit in these men groups and talk about what they want. So they'll sit on, I've seen, look, TikTok is a whole nother ballgame. But they sit on there and talk about all this list of things that they want. The women talk about the list of things that they want. You want this 6 foot tall, whatever. They saying that, but they doing, to me, they're doing differently than what they're saying. So they're raising hands saying, sure, I would like a 6 foot tall man. But when they go out there in the real world and they sitting at the bar and somebody is looking them eye to eye, they not pulling out no measuring tape and saying whatever. They like what you like, and they don't
Can't
I mean,
believe
that goes out the window.
She said, you ain't pulling out a measure.
There ain't nobody going, oh, you not 6 feet tall, so next. No, everybody just running their mouth. They just
no, evidently they're not, because these men are undergoing these surgeries. Like,
are there single 6 foot men out there? They can do that crazy stuff, but are there single 6 foot men? Somebody don't want them.
I guarantee you this. Hold on. Let me say this. If you are a man and you going to get your bones lengthened because you feel like that's the problem, I can guarantee you that ain't the problem.
I can guarantee you. And I ain't no doctor. Okay. I'm not Dr.
I'm not saying that.
I ain't no doctor.
I'm not saying that women don't like tall men, because I think a lot of the women do want a man who's at least taller than them, right?
They ain't 6 feet.
But but I do think that if they're finding it difficult to get a woman, chances are you got some other stuff.
It ain't their height. That's what I'm saying.
Candace, what you think?
Well, first of all, what is a quality woman? I think they need to take their own seal to deal to find out what quality actually is. They're probably in the club, whatever, looking at these gold diggers or something like that. People who not interested in long-term relationships,
right?
And so they're just looking at the superficial. And obviously there's something inadequate inside of them. They need to see a therapist or something, because it's not about their outward appearance.
But women are doing it too. You got, I'm not saying women are getting their legs lengthened, but women are getting all this liposuction. They're getting boobs and they're getting behinds, and it's killing them, right?
And they should stop it too. Like, it's unnecessary.
You see how Black China is reversing all the stuff that she got done? Like, she's getting all the silicone and all the fillers and all the stuff taken out.
She's a cute girl without all that stuff. I don't know why she did that though.
I mean, it's
same thing Candace said. If
it's inadequacies, it's insecurities, it's
you compete with everybody, and really it's competing with who? Like, some of your competition, you realize that there are ladies who are connecting with men that haven't done any of that stuff. So why are you thinking you have to do that to get a man? You realize that there are people out here that don't do that and still get a man. So, but it's a quality, like Candace mentioned, it's about quality. So you can list all your wants, but ask how many people that marry somebody or in a relationship with somebody, and their partner, a man or woman, and their partner met that list that you've been dreaming about since you was 12 years old. Negative. Like, no,
but I just was really astounded, because usually men don't react the way we react, right? No,
we think men don't react.
I think they do. Yeah, I think they do.
Men go and get things. Men get cosmetic surgery just as much as women do. We just don't hear about it as much, because men are not going to get breast reductions and butt lifts and things like this. Now, this is the extreme, but they will get their nose fixed, their jaw fixed. They will get other things fixed to help them feel much better about themselves. So,
they just
for whatever reason, it could be sport injuries, and they just want to straighten their nose out or whatever, so things like that. So men participate in it. We just don't hear about it at the level we do for women.
They ain't talking. They ain't talking, but they making appointments.
I mean, I think that it's an interesting topic, and I mean, I think it's a dangerous procedure, right? Because if your legs was meant to, if you was meant to be 6 feet, then you would be 6 feet, right? Like, I just think that's extreme, but it's also extreme for these women going and getting these surgeries and stuff like that. And I think I heard something. I got to go back and look at it, but there's this woman and her brother and a couple people who got kidnapped in Mexico, and she was going over there to get freaking a BBL or something like that. And I'm just like, we is losing our lives to enhance the way we look, and the enhancement makes us look even worse because BBLs look fake as hell. Like they are not cute.
No, they're not.
They
People
ain't
are
cute.
getting out now because they're getting sick from them. A lot.
Right.
We had a whole series on Good Morning America talking about it was a lot of women getting stuff taken out, boobs, booty, and all of that because it's messing with their health.
Because they went to the wrong doc. It's the wrong doctor. If you feeling
Right.
that way, you need to be sitting down and talking to somebody about why you feel like you have to change something about yourself to compete to get a mate. Like the whole reason that you're doing it is an issue.
But we got to know what the issue is. Everybody who gets plastic surgery isn't out about I
Well,
want
true, true.
somebody or things like that. Now, I will say when you start talking about getting all these injections in your butt, I think that's when you have you're doing that for a reason. That is to get somebody to look at you or whatever. Because who in the hell wants to look like they got two hippopotamus behind them? That's just ridiculous to me.
When
like
anybody
that.
who's trying to be
But
six
that's what it looks
tall,
like. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's never proportioned to their body. Have y'all ever seen anybody with a BBL that looked good? Because I never have.
I
I
have
just,
not.
even in some of these stars who have gotten them, I have never seen one where it had complimented them to any portion. I've seen some people get breast reductions, lifts, and things like that, or get some more, and it looks okay. I have never seen a BBL that looks nice. I just, and not that I have seen every BBL. I'm just saying, I just have never seen anything that complimented any woman that has gotten it. I just think, I'm like, first of all, I asked somebody, when you go, especially when you go out of the country and get these things somewhere where you probably can't even speak the language with the doctor speaking, so if something go wrong, you can't even communicate what needs to be communicated. When you get back on the plane, how do you sit down on that? Because can you really sit down?
no, you're not supposed to. They give you a little pillow or something, don't they? And you supposed
That's
to.
my thing is you get that and then you back on the plane in a couple of days. Is how healthy is that?
It's probably not healthy at all.
Probably not healthy at all. And I don't understand, like Kiki said, you go to these other countries.
Because it's less expensive, but you're playing with your life.
And you get what you pay for, because
You get what you pay for.
I mean, these people almost died before they even got there. So like you are playing with your whole entire life, right? When it comes to this. And I understand, like, I mean, we live in a society that rewards beauty, and it rewards what it says beauty
For
is,
that part.
right? And so I think that especially with Black women, we have a lot to fight against when it comes to our society, because first of all, we're not told in the media that we're inherently beautiful, right? Like we are not the standard of what they say is a beautiful person, which I think is a fallacy, right? Like, I mean, because I think we are more beautiful than anything, and that's why a lot of people are trying to mimic us. But we are trying to keep up with like this quote unquote standard of what beauty is, and there's a lot of people who are potentially like single, and they feel like, oh, I got to go do certain things in order to make me more beautiful, and that's getting enhancements in our butt and our breasts and different stuff like that. And so it's sad because I feel like we have a lot of things that we are butting up against, and a lot of it is also still based on trauma that we've gone through, trauma that we continue to experience while being Black in America, right? And so there's a lot that goes into this, so I don't think it's just that easy to be like,
But it's just not African American women who are doing this. It's just women in general. It's women in general that is doing this. But I just thought that for these men to start doing this to be taller, I was like, wow, we as a society looks and superficial things or what's important. And my thoughts is they keep talking about this recession, but that ain't stopping the booties and none of that from happening.
It seems like they passing out grants or something, don't it?
Hi, Wakila, how are you? She said she went to Dominican Republic to get it done like 15 years, and it doesn't look bad.
She said, I know someone that went to Dominican.
Oh, she said she knows someone. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad that they got a good result over there. But
She said she
for
didn't go
me,
overboard, so she didn't go over there and say, give me a Big Mac and a Big Mac."
yeah.
I can't with y'all. I can't
Colleen,
with none of y'all.
Colleen said the world is mad.
One that got some sense on here.
You and Candace, the only two that got some sense. You and Candace.
To one firing at all ends tonight, baby.
She sure is, because girl, she said he got mad because he didn't cash out him. I was done with her. I was done with you, okay? I was done with you. All right. Well, we're gonna be wrapping up, but let me just tell you this. This also made me really, really mad. Okay. And I got some other stuff that made me mad. I got one thing that made me mad, and then I got thing that made me, when I say cry, laugh. There's a child that was in Germantown, Maryland, and he's a 3-year-old, and it's Candace and people up here might have seen it. His daycare tied him to the chair because he would not sit down during a birthday party.
Mm-mm.
I seen that.
And I got grandbabies, right?
Mm-mm.
I wish one, and they
I,
said,
I wish you.
murder would have been game. I would have turned that place out.
I wish
That
you.
made me so mad because the teachers was like, where he needed to sit down during the party. He 3 years old
Exactly.
A birthday
at a daycare,
Mm-mm.
and he was excited for the little birthday person, and that's why he kept getting up.
And you said they tied him down?
They tied him to the chair, and they got footage of him sitting in the chair like this.
Mm-mm.
So who took the footage? I'm just asking.
Somebody
They
in
were
the
filming the
daycare.
birthday party.
Huh?
They were filming the birthday party and ended up having like a wide angle and came back in. So you saw it.
Oh, so they didn't mean to catch it on film.
I don't think so.
And then it went public.
Oh yeah,
So nobody in the room. Nobody in the room.
No adult.
Nobody
No
in the
adult.
room
No adult.
said, wait a minute. We can't do that. Nobody. Like nobody.
Well, if you think about it, there have been a lot of news reports about these daycare workers abusing children. Not just there, the one in DC, the one who videotaped herself abusing that child. Like
that one.
This is the Karen situation. This is the Brazilian Butler situation. There's some mental issues going on, and it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out.
Hi, Seth from Ghana. Hi, how are you?
You mess with these babies, you just gonna have a situation. Because I'm like you, Gail. It wouldn't take but to say don't call me. Because if you call me and I find out, it's gonna be a whole situation.
A whole situation.
I'm going for everybody. First of all, not one person in there. Like somebody has.
And it was a couple of adults in there because you could see.
They all going to get it. They all going to get it. Anybody will sit and watch a child tied to a chair
at a birthday party.
They all, yeah.
I have little kids.
Go ahead, Candace. What you gonna say?
In my opinion, there's a lack of very qualified workers to work with our children, and you're hiring these people off the street because you need bodies, and you're not training them on how to deal with situations like this.
Yeah.
And you've got the other side. You're like, well, I can't discipline, and you should not discipline somebody else's children, but you need to have some type of protocol if your child gets unruly. And they're not following them. They don't know it. You got these, and I mean, honestly, you think they're adults. How old are they? 21?
No.
But even at 21, you mean to tell me that you don't know better than to wrap a child with a rope in a chair?
No,
where
they don't. Lisa, obviously, because they wrap the child in the chair.
People know. I think people know better. They just do it because they think they can. And what y'all gonna do about it?
Because see, you don't know because you dropped them off, and by the time they go get your child, they lose. Melinda said people have become so desensitized in our society today. You're right, but I wouldn't be
But I don't even know if that's about being. She's right. People have become desensitized, but I don't even know if that's about being sensitive or not. This is somebody who has no self control.
Right.
You do not know how to
I
handle
don't know.
your
I
own
don't know.
And
emotions.
training, right? Here's the thing. Like y'all know I got small kids. Trey's 4, Mackenzie's 5. Trey, on any given day, Trey be traying. Okay. So Trey be traying. And so his former daycare, they couldn't handle him, right? Because he was, he was doing his thing and they couldn't handle him. But me as a mother understood it. And what happened was, at the point you're calling me to come pick up my child from childcare in the middle of the day when I got a job, no bueno. That means we can't handle you. That means y'all can't handle him. But see, as a mom, I also knew what I needed to do. I knew that my child needed more stimulation, and he needed an environment of teachers that were better trained and equipped to handle his tantrums and stuff, because what he was doing was not out of the ordinary for a 3-year-old,
Right.
Like you're saying, this little boy, he's excited. This is a birthday party. This is what they do, right? And so what I think happens a lot of times is that teachers are very, some of these teachers, they're very undertrained to deal with children. They just coming out of high school or maybe college, and this might be their first job in a daycare or something like that. So we had to end up moving Trey to another school. Yes, that school also cost us more money. Not everybody has the ability to do that, and we were blessed that we did. He's in the new school. His behavior is better, but he's still Trey, right? So he's still learning to control himself and everything like that. But his teachers are more skilled, and we have way more communication. My child hasn't changed. The environment has changed, and the skill level of the teachers have changed, and his stimulation has changed, because now he's actually being taught versus just being in an environment where he doesn't have any structure, right? And so I think that we as parents also have to kind of like think about where we're going to put our kids. But at the end of the day, you put your kids where you feel is good, and you expect for them to be treated as such, right? Like, you don't put your kids in a daycare and expect for them to be mistreated. But I think that these teachers that are coming up, and even some of these, center directors, they just don't have the training. And that's why, like, when I do a lot of even coaching in the corporate environment, a lot of leaders have positions, but they don't know how to be leaders. They know how to do the function of the job, but they don't understand how to actually lead. And I think that is what's going on in these classes.
Well, I get a lot of calls from the Frederick school system asking me to go teach and whatever, because my first degree is in early childhood development. But I know I be ready to kill the ones that I gave birth to. So I know I have to stay out of the school system, right? And when I was in, getting my degree, I did have to go work in a daycare or whatever. And I'm a visual learner and stuff. So I always, at one point in time, wanted to, open a learning center where kids were able to learn visually, like their math and all that. And of course, back then the technology wasn't what it was now. But I know for me, like I always tell them, I actually had to tell them to take me off their list because they are looking for qualified people. But I know for me, I don't have the patience, right? And I understand that some people need the money, but all the time, if you understand and know that you don't have the patience to deal with children, because children are going to be children, they're learning. And for you, and he was excited, of course, because it was a birthday party. We as adults get excited over a birthday party. So I can't imagine a 3-year-old and you tying him down because he wants to be excited and be jumping around for the. If I was that parent, that daycare would not be in existence, or it would be a changed name.
I'm just saying that if that's your first go-to, you got a 3-year-old that's excited because of a birthday party, And the first thing that enters your mind, it's a sad state of affairs.
It
If that
is.
is the first thing that you decide needs to be done.
Let's not assume that was the first thing that was done, though.
Well,
Have
but
you
I'm just
seen the
saying that was
interview with his
just, I
mother
mean,
or grandmother? I don't remember which one it was.
well,
He
but I'm
has
just saying
issues.
without having that information, because I don't know.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, if
It's
we are
still the
assuming a
role
lot,
of
and I'm not
things.
condoning that behavior. That behavior is not. But go back to what Kiki said. There needs to be a partnership here with the parents. And when you
Yes.
interview
I
these,
got all
there's a
that.
reason why you don't interview some of these parents. And the one that they did interview about that particular child, you already know there's some issues there. Okay.
I got all that. I'm just saying that a rope shouldn't even been on the list. I'm just saying, come on now.
It wasn't a rope. It was a sheet.
Yeah,
Or
they use a sheet.
whatever. I'm not getting into the details with this. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
No,
We
you
assume a
should have been
lot, and we're
tying the
ready to
child up
attack
to
with
the
both
chair
guns
with
blazing, and we
with
need some more
anything.
information. We need some education about that too.
But you
Yeah.
also,
I'm just saying,
like
you don't tie
Kiki,
no child up to no chair. Period.
you do have to look into schools because my grandson has autism. So there are some behavioral things that comes with autism because
Right.
they don't sit.
Right.
He does not have the patience. He gets up, he moves. The school he's in now, he done been moved to 2 classes, and we have chosen another school for next year. A school that is better equipped to handle children with autism. You're not going to have 20 kids with autism in a class. You know what I'm saying? Trying to handle that. You're going to now have maybe 5 to 6. You're going to have 2 aides who are going to go with the 5 and 6 kids. So you also, as a parent, sometimes have to look at the environment where you put your children. Now, while my daughter now is going to have to go another 30 minutes outside of her way, but this is definitely a better school in the end. And like Kiki, she doesn't have to be called off her job, and have to keep coming and addressing these issues. Or what my daughter did 3 times, and then this when they put them out, she was like, "Hey, your problem till I get off, because I can't keep taking off." You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to deal with this. But it better not have no bruises or nothing when I get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be the way I deliver them is better be the way I get them back. But some of these young kids, because that one in Oxon Hill, I don't know if anybody saw that one in Oxon Hill where the baby was sitting in the chair and the girl kicked the chair from up under the baby, and then one pushed the baby in the face. See, to me, these young kids that and we do give them, you come straight out of college, they think they like kids and they think they want to work with kids. But when you've never been in an environment with 20 and 50 kids, or how many is there, and they are irking your last nerve, because that's their job as children. That's their job, is to irk adults' nerve and do the things that they do. What is something that I have to wonder, what makes you think that you should go to violence?
Right.
Is there something you're doing at home?
When I was in school, they told us if you get to a point, what you need to do is go find somebody and say, "I need to walk out." Right?
Or I need some assistance. Something.
Yes,
Something.
but like Kansas has said, Kiki has said, a lot of these people are poorly trained. They're just trying to get a body count up in there. And if you say you like kids and you ain't got no record, they will let you work. And unfortunately, that was what happened. But I want to end on something that's funny as heck to me. Did y'all see the AI pictures that was released of some of the Republicans that was dressed in drag? Girl, you gotta see them.
I missed that post.
But you can't show it to us?
No. I don't know how.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know.
They got Mike Pence. They got Lindsey Graham. They got Clarence Thomas. They got all of them, girl. They did an AI picture of them and they got them dressed in drag, girl. When I say it is hilarious, girl, I almost fell off.
Is this on Facebook?
Huh?
Where'd you
see him? You can see him on Facebook. You can see him anywhere. Just look up Republicans AI drag pictures. Girl, they are hilarious. When I say they hilarious, girl, I laugh. When I say I laugh some terrible time.
It is funny.
It is funny. And they did it because, they don't like, the gay and lesbian community, but they did it. Anyway, Clarence Thomas, I was gonna talk about your boy Trump, but I ain't gonna talk about your boy Trump. But Clarence Thomas need to be set down because he did some illegal property deals, and he did it with people that he wasn't supposed to do, and now it's coming out. Him and his wife been doing some underhanded stuff from that Supreme Court thing.
They got him on here dressed in drag too.
He look a mess.
Is it an improvement, Kiki?
Oh
Pence
no!
look pretty nice. Pence look pretty good.
What you say?
Pence look pretty good. That look good on him.
Them pink boots look good, huh?
I can't.
Did you see the one with Lindsey Graham? He look a mess.
Girl. With this blue.
Y'all go check out them pictures if y'all watch it. It's the Republicans AI drag pictures, girl. When I seen them things, I hollered. You hear me? I started to start off with that one, but I was like, I'm not gonna start off with that.
Woo, child.
Girl, that was funny. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for doing evening tea with us. Make sure that you go visit the Tea Lovers Cafe. Make sure that you Lisa has a forum called a symposium called The Power of Shut Up that's coming up next month. You guys go check her out for that. Y'all, please help me get across the finish line with my TV show. I would appreciate that. Go support all these amazing women. Like I said, I'm so blessed to have some sisters in my life that are smarter than me and they keep me smiling. I started doing evening tea when COVID hit because we used to all get together and celebrate each other's birthdays and just hang out. And so if you guys get a taste of how we actually really behave, we're kind of good on here, to be honest with you. But it can't get
behave
heated.
yourself today.
Huh? Y'all did really good. Y'all behaved yourself. I'm very, very proud of each and every last one of you guys. But again, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Go to the Tea Lovers Cafe. Please go support all of these ladies and all of their amazing, amazing things that they have going on. And again, we'll see y'all next month with